I
going to go out
mean,
there and offer their time.
you know who's really good at? Do you know who's doing that right now?
Who?
Sha'Carri Richardson. She just finished dead last in the race, and within 10 seconds, she was really in a need to tell us
I'm
that
the
she's
number
the sixth
6.
fastest all time.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll put that in a different bucket. Maybe
Different
when
category.
people are trying to impress people maybe people are trying to impress people at parties and they say stuff, but I just still think deep down, especially on the distance running side, there's just all that insecurity.
I
And
think everyone's
they're
embarrassed
like,
about their times. Like everyone knows, like I probably could be faster. Even the
they're like,
best think they
hey,
could be faster.
yeah, here's my PB, but I actually did a workout that indicated something much better. Let me just tell you. It's
My
like the
V
meme
dot
of the
is off
guy
the charts. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. If you put it into my IAAF scoring tables, I'm like,
42.77.
yeah.
Like did Carson Warholm when he has his like, what's your 400 time? He's like, oh, dang it, like
Oh my gosh.
kind of.
Yeah. They're like, whoa, 45.92 with hurdles? You must have run something crazy for the flat 400. Wait, what? Where's that guy going? Why did he leave the party? Carson, come back. Come back.
I'm sure
All
you
right.
know who might like. Yeah, that's actually a good thing. I bet you a lot of hurdlers probably feel that way. Like Grant Holloway, he probably refers to himself
It
as a sprinter,
sucks.
right?
Yeah, it sucks as a
But
conversation. Yes.
he can't like telling someone I'm a sub 13 110 hurdler doesn't ring off the tongue the same way as saying I'm a
Yeah.
sub 10 100-meter runner.
People don't want to hear nuance. It's just like you get in a
Yeah.
conversation with someone and you're talking about 1500 versus mile, or Grant's talking about he does track. Or what do you run the 100 in? If they're familiar with track, they might have some concept of 100-meter time, but unless they're really into track, they're not going to have a concept of a high hurdle time. And everybody just wants to avoid the awkwardness. It's not like having a conversation with the sport where everybody pays or the same thing. Hey, did you win this weekend? When the track team's coming back from a meet. Well, 6 people won. 4 other people got second. Our team score was this. It's just like so confusing. Like our team didn't
What do
do
you
well,
think
but I did well.
if Grant Holloway's sitting on an airplane and the guy doesn't know who he is and says he tells him I'm a sprinter and he says what's your 100 time? Do you think Grant Holloway has like a fake 100 time that he tells them as like a conversion for his sub 13 or not even
No,
sub
I
13,
think
sub
what Grant
12.9?
Holloway, I think he would say, boy, 12.8, put some respect on it.
12.8, yeah.
Listen, Grant Holloway literally does not have a 100-meter PB on Tila.
He
So
doesn't?
this is a great question. Can we next time we get Grant on, I want to ask him this question. This might be
Yeah.
the third question. We'll warm him up with some other stuff first, but I think he would say, I don't run the 100, but in I could probably go. I could probably
99.
break 10. I think
Yeah.
I think he's what he'd say. So he would be humble. He wouldn't lie and make up a time. But he also doesn't need to say a slow time because it's not like he's run 100 and it was back in 2014. Like he's literally there's no. I can't believe this is true. He never ran. I guess I'd have to go back to the mile split database here, but on Tila he does not have a single time on here. So he can get away with saying nothing at that point.
Yeah.
But you're right. It's like they want to avoid, because then if they
Having
find out how
explained.
good they are, well, so it's a lose lose. Here's why it's a lose lose. If they find out how good you are, if you're the average airport traveler or public transportation traveler, and you want to just avoid getting into a long conversation, which some people don't. Some people like to talk. I like to talk. It's all good. But if you're, I would say in the majority, you don't want to get in these conversations. If they find out how good you are, that's all they're going to want to do is talk about how good you are for the rest of the flight. But if you downplay how good you are, right, then you risk them saying, well, I ran track in high school. Hey, have you tried this? Like, then they're going to start giving you advice, right? Or saying things, hey, have you ever met Usain Bolt? Or maybe they'll recommend your own training back to you. So it really is a lose lose in this
Yeah.
point, right?
So basically, what we're getting to is that elite pro athletes should be flying private and just not be interacting with the public ever. That's basically what we're learning from this conversation.
I think they can. It's just track is really hard to explain to people, and it shouldn't. but it's really hard to explain to people. If someone sat down next to Steph Curry or sat down next to Alex Morgan and they found out who they were and they would say, Alex Morgan, how many goals have you, right? Like they would know instantly, like, oh, I've been on this many Olympic teams. Like it's real simple, right?
Yeah.
Like trying to identify success. With track, there's all these caveats and people just want to talk about what they're familiar with. So they'll go, hey, what's your mile time or what's your 40 time? And then you get into a weird spot. You get into a very, very weird spot. But those athletes probably fly private too, which also solves the problem. So I think you're right. I think you have the correct solution here. Everybody fly private.
There you go. That's what we need. That's the moral of the story. All right. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Leave it there.
Leave it there. Like, subscribe, listen to the podcast on audio only. Tell your friends about the YouTube channel. But we'll be back Wednesday and then Friday. And I think Friday we'll do it right after the Diamond League in the afternoon. So that was fun. We did that on Thursday last week. But Wednesday we'll be back previewing the next Diamond League. And maybe, just maybe, we'll get some cross-country talk going. Started doing some rankings last night. It's going to be fun. Cross-country, baby.
Maybe.
It's back. First races are this weekend. The first races are Friday. I'm just saying. Anyway, thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Colt.
Thanks, Cole.
Travis.
And Travis.